This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics uncensored and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics uncensored and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion.
Hey y'all, and welcome to another episode of Not Your Normal Discussion. I will be your host, Nina.
And it's your boy Tryst, bringing you Thanksgiving bliss, even though this holiday in country is started by racists.
Yeah. Anyways, what have you done this week?
Well, for me, I was hanging out with some activists over the weekend doing some Earth Church. It was fun. They were asking me to join the choir, so that's interesting. I'm also getting ready because I'm about to go to North Carolina with my mom's stepdad for the weekend at my sister's for Thanksgiving, and my brother might be there. So that'll be interesting as well.
Nice.
How about you?
Well, I'm doing, oh dear lordy, it's awful. I had to get my son 3 stitches. He has cut his hair too. He's trying to be a barber, cutting the bangs. And it's right before his birthday. His birthday is Saturday, so happy 4th birthday, baby. I love you. And also, we have Thanksgiving coming up with my dad and my dad, and then my in-laws, and then my husband or Jack's dad should be coming down this Saturday to celebrate his birthday with us. Right now, Jack is really into bowling. Annabelle just finished doing her cheerleading. They did the Panther Ball, which is students against teacher tag football. So she got to cheer that. She was cute and adorable. And Leah right now has 100% in math. So I am very proud of that because some kids they just can't get the handle of math. And we're already 2 or 3 weeks into this quarter. So for her to have 100, that's amazing. So, and the topics for this week is Shanquella Robinson murder, Colorado LGBT nightclub massacre, and the patrons saving the day, death of Twitter, and AI and billionaires turning to it to replace human workers. So let's get to this commercial.
Let's travel to a world of holistic health and witchy wellness. Wild is a homeopathic-based business that strives to provide high-quality, handmade essential oil and holistic products. Our goal is to supply you with your everyday essentials, whether you are on the go or relaxing at home. We dedicate ourselves to finding the right blends and products for you and your family. Shop at Wild. A to Z Creations is a Black woman-owned business that creates customized items such as rolling trays, clothing, tumblers, glasses, bags, jewelry, and more.
Hello, welcome back from our commercial break. So our first topic is going to be about Shanquella Robinson. And what happened was October 28th, she landed in Coba, Mexico, to celebrate a friend's birthday. She basically paid for everything but their flight to it. So what ended up happening is the next day, Shanquella Robinson died. And come to find out, it's because it was her friends. Like, you think you know a group of people and you know, go on vacation with them. They said that she is from North Carolina, and she did die in the room where she was staying at. And right now, they're saying that one of the possibilities why her friends did this. Okay, let's not say friends, because friends don't do that. These annoying people, try to be nice about it. They said that they stole 10K. Her best friend, Callie, he said that he should be on her payroll. So I think it's basically about money. But right now, what they're trying to say is that the FBI is going to take over this because people want justice for her. Like, you have a video out there showing that she's getting beat up, and you hear Callie, who's recording it, edging them on to fight. Like, girl, you can't get up and fight. You can't get your butt up. Like, and you hear her going, no. She suffered from a broken neck and it being separated from her neck. And a lot of people are saying that in the video that there's a possibility she wasn't naked. But where I was looking it up, it said that she was being attacked while naked in the room. Um, and Mexico is calling it a femicide, which is actually a term for intentional killing of a woman. I just, it's sad because she was only 25. When I was 25, I had my kid, second one. They got married, but she was out there hustling, making money, trying to live her life. And even her mom was like, I just talked to her the night before, telling her, go have fun, go relax, I'll talk to you tomorrow. And it's very sad that she won't get to talk to her. And the worst part is that her friends called her mother to let her know that she died from alcohol poisoning. And her mom was like, I knew there was something wrong because when I asked each of these individuals, like, what exactly happened, not one of them had the same story. And it's just sad because, I mean, she died within 15 minutes of suffering a spinal cord injury. And, like, they did, I think I didn't write it down, but they did about 13 compressions. I believe it was 3 adrenaline pump shots, and they did 6 what is it called again? Fibrillator, yes. They did 6 of them. They were really, truly, the doctor and the friend that came late really tried to bring her back. But apparently the doctor wanted to take her to the hospital, and whoever was there was like, no, you treat her right here. I don't know if that was the best option or not, but I feel really upset. I feel upset because, like, I don't watch the news, so I don't get all this. I don't see it unless it's like shows up on Facebook. But even then, like, a lot of my friends, we don't really. I like to keep positive, so I don't really watch a lot of anything that's going to So I just feel really bad for the parents of all these kids. Like, I'm sorry, you have such awful people in your family. Like, if my kid did something like that on purpose, there's a difference between like self-defense and you kill somebody because it's self-defense. But you purposely planned this as a group. And you just, standing, you got the audacity to laugh before knowing that she's the joke. No, I won't even call her. I would not call them my family. I would be like, nope, sorry, you're just happen to have the same last name as me. I dare my kids to do something stupid like that. Not even stupid. It's unhumane. No, I would just own them in a heartbeat. I love my kids to death, but you should treat people the way you want to.
So I actually heard some different online speculations. I can't confirm or verify, so take with a grain of salt. This could all be inaccurate. But supposedly, like for one example, supposedly Khalil was out of the room. He couldn't watch the beatdown. It was actually Malik who was recording. And the reason things got as press as it did was because, like, while we're acknowledging that Malik and Khalil are gay or possibly bi, supposedly at the time they weren't living out loud like that. And supposedly Shanquella, before they took the trip, actually had caught footage of her best friend Khalil and Malik actually engaging in sexual activities and everything like that, recorded it. And so there's speculation that this whole trip was planned as a way to like basically isolate Shanquella and get the phone from her and get the footage and basically punish her for basically taking the footage. And all those girls that were there, like Winter, Dejanay, who's the one who's beating her up on the phone, on video, and Elise, they all supposedly had their turn fighting her as well, and that was because they were all Malik's friends. And so they, as a collective group, basically decided to punish her for the possibility of this sex tape that she recorded. And I want people, I don't, like I said, I can't verify if any of that is true. But if that later does come up, and that's the reason they did this whole cover up and they all felt justified in basically beating her to death and like embarrassing her, saying, oh, how do you like it? Oh, you're not gonna fight back. I want people to understand, even if you feel justified, even if you're fighting on behalf of your friends, there is a level of being measured in what you're doing. Like you gotta balance your outrage and your anger and your sense of justification and trying to prove your loyalty with the amount of force you're using. Like she's in the position where she knows she can be jumped by at least 3 women, if not also these 2 other men. And so yeah, she's like, no, I'm not gonna fight back. She's saying, no, I'm not gonna fight back while they're knocking her to the ground and continuing. And so many of these videos that you watch in her fights, you see that they continue to like they'll even go as far as stomping a person's face or kick them in the ribs. And it's like, people aren't understanding we're no longer in high school. People aren't understanding that like you can really go to prison. It's like after the fact, the doctor comes, they don't want him to go and send her to the hospital because then they really got to get out of Mexico fast. They really got to they want to buy time. So it's like, oh, alcohol poisoning, all that. They leave the country before the other friend even makes it there. And it's like, all of you, the only hope that you have of not being charged is if the U.S. government does not give a fuck about this black woman. Like the Tama Horsford case with the 7 white women that was with her in the house and she died at the slumber party and nothing came of that with the investigation. But the FBI is getting involved now, so good luck. You better get out the country or something. But people need to not be so caught up in the moment and so caught up in their plan to catch someone and embarrass them that they end up becoming murderers and national news and an embarrassment to everyone involved.
I don't think it was a way to embarrass her. I think they achieved their goal.
Yeah.
I don't think it was.
To kill her.
I think they knew they were going to kill her.
It's possible.
Because the way that one girl in the video, the way she was, you don't gun at somebody's head like that with your knee or your foot and kicking them like that without, she flipped that.
You don't. But some people, if you watch.
But the way she flipped her over, she wanted to go like this. That should have been, okay, we're done. No, she continued. She wanted this chick, and it's crazy.
I think
But
into that, like, you know how they say mob mentality, like everyone stops thinking because we're all united in the violence of the moment. She really was trying to prove herself in that moment. She was really like, nah, because especially she was Malik's best friend. She's like his best friend, so she's really showing out.
do you know why? Where is it? Why United States says there's no clear evidence of foul play is because Mexico, when they filled out the death certificate, it basically said that she died within 15 minutes of the injury, when actually it took, the doctor was there at the house for 3 hours before she had seizures and basically a heart attack and just passed.
But if this was a white woman, these people would have been locked up already. Like we see the same type of excuse they use when it comes to like look at the George Floyd thing where we watched a man be have his neck kneeled on, and for the longest time his defense team was trying to argue that actually he died of fentanyl. Like we weren't watching his knee on the man's neck. Like they try to argue these things like, oh no, that just was a contributing factor to some internal stuff going on. It's like you do realize when people do harm to the body, like yeah, it's a callus of shit that kills the person.
But I mean, but see, the thing is that I'm glad that people got so peed off, especially after seeing the video, and that's what really got inspired the FBI to get involved. So they are gonna go to local authorities, and then talk, of course, get the Mexican authorities to be in there more. But I mean, this is just crazy of how, like, but they do have right now a GoFundMe page to try to help for financial burden and a great deal of pain as just the legal fees and other critical expensive. They are asking, if anybody can help out. So, Kyrie Irving, he's from the Brooklyn Nets. He actually donated $65,000 to them. Right now they have 300. Huh?
Yeah, that's a good look for him considering everything that's going on right now with him.
Ooh. Next time. So far they have raised $363,857. So they are raising pretty good amount of money. I really hope her friends, or the people she considered friends, rot in jail.
I hope what people take away from this is that, like, listen, everyone that you knew from college is not still your friend. And also take from this, I get it. Even, like, let's say, like, oh, they thought they were justified because those other things were happening.
It's still not justified. I'm sorry. Yeah, she recorded a video of you doing a naughty thing, or if it is true, that still does not mean you go out and kill somebody. You could all you had to do was
would suffice. Like, let's say she died from a single punch. Guess what? They would be facing way less time than what we all just watched. Like, we use common sense. Stop acting like we're living in an anime. And people take
my thing is that all they had to do probably was go up to her and talk to her. She seemed like a reasonable person. Like,
you paid for the trip.
You paid for your trip. All you had to do was go up there and go, hey, I know you recorded us. Can you please delete it? And, that would save our friendship. If you can't delete it, then I'd rather not be friends anymore.
Yes. But let's wrap up. It's a sad, rest in power, rest in paradise, rest in peace to Shanquella Robinson.
And your family, please.
Good luck. And we'll see you after this next commercial break.
Let's travel to a world of holistic health and witchy wellness. BelieveNewYork is a homeopathic-based business that strives to provide high quality, handmade essential oil and holistic products. Our goal is to supply you with your everyday essentials, whether you are on the go or relaxing at home. We dedicate ourselves to finding the right blends and products for you and your family. Shop at Feywild.
We're back, and unfortunately, we have a little bit more sad news with our next topic about the Club Q nightclub shooting that happened in Colorado Springs this past weekend, the day before Transgender Day of Remembrance, to commemorate all that we've lost, all the trans people that we've lost due to, transphobic violence. And of course, with all the satanic terrorism and all the calling LGBT people groomers and all the violence we've seen happening at drag shows and everything like that, we have yet another mass shooting act of terror where this man, let me see his name. His name is Aldrich, it seems. And he went out. His name used to be Nicholas Ep.3, and he changed his name. And oh my God, if you look at his history, you can tell like something like this was like bound to happen. But he went to nightclub and had both a handgun and an AR-15, and ended up shooting, injuring dozens of people, up to 19 people, and killing 5 of them. And it was actually the patrons rushing in. I think one of them, an Army veteran, who actually subdued him without shooting him, took his gun from him, and basically pistol whipped him, but didn't shoot him. Think about it. Think about that. And this is a man who, in his like just last year, not even years ago, just last year, basically had a standoff with the police in his mother's house, threatening to blow up a pipe bomb. And Colorado, Colorado has a red flag law, but the loophole was that the case was sealed, the charges were dropped, and the case was never adjudicated. And one of the reasons people think is because his grandfather is actually a politician in California who's now outgoing after the past midterms. Let me find his grandfather's name at least. It's Randy Vogel. And this is the same politician who basically called January 6th a modern day Revolutionary War moment. So yeah, some kind of secession, pro-insurrectionist vibes. And it's his grandson who can get in a whole standoff with the police. And I've been seeing a lot of posts after this, basically where people have been saying, police don't protect us, we protect us. And I've been like really in agreement with that, because if you think back to the Pulse nightclub shooting, where over 50 people died, I didn't notice at the time, but apparently the reason so many people died was because police waited outside the nightclub for 2 hours while people were bleeding out inside. And it was people like quick acting in here who basically prevented this from being a even greater massacre than it was. So I think all this energy, all this terrorism that has been being performed by both state level and people just in general, calling these people groomers, pushing for laws that will basically, do genital checks on motherfucking children to see if they're the gender that they say they are and all that. Just keep them out of sports. Like we're trying to keep trans youth out of sports and everything like that. All of these laws, all of this energy is leading to more terrorist acts like this. But I don't want to hog all the space. How do you feel about this, Nina?
All right. is annoying, especially, and it's very dangerous once people do not have the belief in the police system, even a little bit, to like, yes, I know you may not like me, but you basically did an oath saying you're going to serve and protect us. That doesn't mean you get it. You're not a judge. You don't get to pick and choose who you feel like protecting, who you don't feel like protecting. You need to protect everybody, especially at like places like nightclubs and stuff like that, where there's a lot of people. Because this could have been a hell of a lot worse than what it is. I mean, it's still pretty bad, but I'm so tired of hearing both sides where like the police is like, well, flip the bed, or oh, we couldn't get in, or oh, we just got here last minute, versus people going, we can't believe in the police no more. We don't, they don't protect us. They don't care about us. And it's just so rough because I come from a military family where one of the parts of the oath is, to protect. How would it seem if, like, let's say, a tourist coming to our country, and we're like, we'll wait a couple of months before we go and shoot up that guy. I mean, I know he shot up the plane and did this and that and all this other stuff, but you know what? It's okay because we're gonna get him eventually. No, that's no. And I think it's really weird, really wrong, because if it was somebody of any kind of other color, they would have been right there ready to. He looked wrong. No, y'all need to do better. Y'all need to teach your police officers better. It's not, and I hate to say this, but it's not always the police fault. It's the program too, because there's a lot of older police in there that don't want to learn a new way or don't believe in a new way, and so they're teaching the new generation of police officers, oh, don't worry about them. They're not our color, or they're not in our upbringing or our stature, and they keep going down, 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 and dribbling down, just like any other, how there's a lot of hate groups. Even though we're in this generation of being woke, we still have a lot of hate, and that's being taught. We are not born to hate. My kid, he goes, oh, Nana, you white. And I was like, hold on, my kid never, said anything about color before. And then I go, okay, and then what about me? He goes, Mommy, you brown. Your skin brown. And I was like, okay, but does that mean I'm a brown mommy? No, you're my mommy. What about Nana? Does that mean Nana's a white Nana? No, she's Nana. So that's what I'm saying. Like, as older generation start teaching or continue to teach newer generation, we need to do better at it. We need to not just do better. Damn, like, if you're not gay and you don't like gay people, that does not mean you need to teach your kid, hey, hate the gays, especially if they're not doing nothing to you, or hate the white people. Yes, there are, we have issues with them. Yes, just like how Democrats and Republicans got issues with each other. We just really, really, really need to figure out common ground and get it together.
I think a lot of common ground would come from like actual like solidarity on like fixing the system, but you got to also remember the people who benefit from the status quo usually are whiter people, usually are richer people, usually are people who already are protected in certain ways by the system. So even if they're struggling in certain ways, they're even more resistant to change because they're like, I don't want to lose power, especially for people I've been taught are lesser than me or aren't working as hard as me. And like, for example, a lot of people, the reason why they're so ACAB, all cops are bad is because, like we said, it's a system that basically either you're going to be pushed out of if you're really trying to change it, or you're going to be indoctrinated in it and continue those same practices, even if you're not as racist as, let's say, a police was using fire hose on black, marchers back in the civil rights movement. Like police departments now who are saying, as people are calling for them to get rid of the racists and the homophobes and abusers, they've been saying they can't do it because if they do that, they won't have enough police.
For me, I don't think it's for but I know at least for me as a military brat, because my mom was in Army and Navy, so I consider myself military, period. I wasn't raised to hate anybody because I saw so many different kind of people, especially when I moved to Germany and I was raised to hate. Except my mom, she goes, well, Puerto Ricans don't like Mexicans. I'm like, why? Because everybody calls us Mexicans. And people call Mexicans Puerto Ricans. And I'm like, that's it? She goes, yes, we don't deal with those Mexicans. And I was like, well, that don't make sense. We're Hispanics. Like, that's the way, like, I was taught to think, is that, like, why the hell are we still fighting? We're American. When 9/11 happened, we all band together for this one, evil. And then now it's like, okay, that evil, we're going to split up again and start fighting. Let's find a different revenue to have violence towards. I believe we are a very violent country.
Our country, Thanksgiving is something to celebrate as families, but like we've co-opted it off of something that was started by racists in a racist country, and we've kind of changed the idea of American pride and all that to be this happy thing while pushing all the other shit under the rug. And every time we rise up to the surface, we act like it's not. But yeah. I see you about to get out the car.
So okay, you guys. Yes, let's take a break.
So next commercial break for now. See you soon.
Let's travel to a world of holistic health and witchy wellness. BelieveNewYork is a homeopathic-based business that strives to provide high-quality, handmade essential oil and holistic products. Our goal is to supply you with your everyday essentials, whether you are on the go or relaxing at home. We dedicate ourselves to finding the right blends and products for you and your family. Shop at BelieveNewYork.
Welcome back from our commercial.
Yes, and now that we're back, let's talk about something we all probably well aware of, the death of Twitter. We're letting it sink in. We won't belabor the point too long because if you're watching the show, you probably have some experience with Twitter. But I think everything that's happening is a great example of why we shouldn't put billionaires on pedestals and let them run everything. Because when they do, they often do a very terrible job. Like, I don't know if you guys have been on in the past 3 weeks, but my man has fired thousands of people, caused people in whole other countries, like in France, the head of Twitter there, to full quit, caused news companies to flee from Twitter. Some of them have come crawling back in, like CBS. But guess who is back on the platform now? We have Trump. We have Andrew Tate. We have Jordan Peterson. And I think the only reason he hasn't brought back Alex Jones is because he lost those damn lawsuits. But give it another year if Twitter even lasts that long, and he's bringing it back. And people who are rooting for this, if you wanted Twitter to die because you hated the liberals having a place to basically, talk about stuff, I get that, even though, like, you're possibly part of the problem. But like, while on one hand, a lot of people are grateful that Twitter is dying because the great psyop that they feel is making us dumber is ending. I also just see it as becoming 8chan now. It's just getting dumber and dumber, a bigger space for even more hate content, especially when people who've been previously banned for being bad influences. And listen, in the past, I've also have been like, listen, how are you going to ban Trump and not ban all these other people? Or what is the policy of which you're like, it should be more transparent. And I almost feel like because they didn't go that route, now you have someone who's basically Lex Luthor running shit however he wants and showing us that freedom of speech really is at fucking billionaires beck and call with one purchase. Like, so many things we got to change. But Nina, before I go into that, I wanted to know some of your thoughts on the subject. You're muted.
So when I was looking it up, because I like signed up for Twitter in like 06-ish, maybe. I don't know. I mostly did it because a lot of people were signing up for Twitter. I don't know how to use the tweet. Like, I called the tweet because half the time I can't remember what the name is, and I know it's a bird, and what does birds do? They will tweet. So what's going on is like, they report that there is over 1,000 employees that have resigned in the last 4 days, and most of the reason why they're quitting is because he basically gave them either you do this or you don't. So they said that they had to basically sign up for long hours at high intensity or leave. So people are like, okay, we're gone. There was actually a joke. I think it was on Facebook, where this guy, he goes, hey, I worked for Twitter and they fired me. And before they fired me, they had me change everything. And now nobody knows how to work the cards. And I was like, what? I don't. And then when I kept reading it, it was actually a joke because he's firing so many people that one of the people is supposed to like have the doors open, gives you the right to like tell you, yes, this person's allowed to be in this one, this person's not allowed there. And they got fired, and they're like, what's the password? He goes, I'm sorry, you could contract me to come there, but it's going to be over this much money per hour now. You need me. I don't need you. Even though I don't have you paying my bills, I can go somewhere else and get somebody to pay my bills. You can't get nobody else to get to that system. So how do you want? And I was like, how many jobs like do have people, especially right now, that's doing that crazy thing? So for today in the tweet world, what is happening? There is no accident reported today.
There's no one here.
Yay. I don't care. Like, Twitter is not important to me. My best friend, she used Twitter a lot. She uses it to stand up for some of the celebrities that she really likes, especially like Omar. She stands up for him. She uses it to like sell some of her BTS cards. She uses it more as like a platform to be able, like a soapbox. Do you know what that is? For those that are too young to even be on the channel, it is when it used to be in the old times, before a cell phone. You get your box, which half the time was soap, a soapbox, And they will shout about the news, or hey, we got newspaper over here, and then they'll read the headlines. So that's what that is. She would go up there and she'll tweet about like what's going on in her life or what she feels is wrong with society, or if she could change anything. That's something that she would definitely want to put out there. Or like if a celebrity like all of a sudden like gets like really depressed because of what some of these people are saying about them and their relationships, she would be like, no, y'all need to stop it because they're real people. You can't forget what, they're real. They're human just like the rest of us. Yeah, they make a lot of money, but that's because their skill or because what they provide is worthy of that money. Not all of them, but like reality TV shows, we watch that crap. Why? Because we like the drama. So they get money. The one that we like more usually get more money. So they're providing us a service. Even though we don't think they should get all that money, but they are doing a service. Or they're getting paid for their many, many years of skills. That's why, like, when I hear some of these numbers, like, oh, they got, but in, like, Grey's Anatomy, the original cast, they're getting paid a good amount of money now. But when it first started, it wasn't like that. But because they're getting more recognition, they're getting more of this, more of that, you get awards, you get this. So your skills getting better, better, better. And of course, you deserve more money for your skills. So make sure you pay your local stores this weekend. Go shopping there because the small shops, they need your business. Just put it out there. But with Twitter, I really think that I don't care. If it dies, it dies. If it doesn't, I think I got it on my phone. I already downloaded it again because my friend, I told her Omar looks like Halle Berry's long lost son. And she wanted me to put it on Twitter. That was the only reason, like, I don't even remember I even signed up for it.
I mean, if for people like a lot of people who are on Twitter forget that a lot of people in the world don't use Twitter. But I do see where people talk about how Twitter does help a lot of people connect for different movements. It is kind of like our modern day, like besides Wikipedia, that is kind of like our modern day, like Library of Alexandria, because so much of the fact checking that goes on Twitter is just people informing people, putting up links to different information or different sites, different video clips to prove or disprove different things. And like, there's a lot of information that does get shared on there, whether you're on the astrology side, you're on the history side, you're on the social. Like, think about how much of Black history and like things that aren't talked about in history books you would either find maybe randomly on a Wikipedia site or more in-depthly people sharing experiences and other information and links on Twitter. And the way, like the fact that Elon Musk was basically just able to say, hey, I'm willing to buy your company for this $44 billion or however many $1 billion. And they, because of their like obligation to their shareholders, automatically had to like consider his bid. And like, they couldn't say, like they said it briefly, like, oh, we don't think you're good enough for the company, basically like that. But it was more so like, we don't think you could really buy it. Because you talk about how much money you don't really have fluid and liquid. But once he got the liquid, he's like, all right, we don't care. We can't give a fuck if you're going to destroy this company. You just automatically have to go into this process. And you see how he's overexploiting these.
See, that's why, like, okay, so I think it's crazy for him to own Twitter. I don't think they should have even thought of selling it to him. He is a pretty. Okay, so I don't know too much about him, but as far as I see, like with the Teslas, that's pretty decent. Yes, there's a couple of hiccups where cars blew up, but for the most part, no. for the most part, there's always going to be hiccups, especially in the beginning of a business, or if they're trying different things. There are hiccups.
There are, but there's also like the more you look into like, for example, the holes he's tunneled under California, or like the fact that he was in support of like a coup in Venezuela so he can get more of those lithium batteries for his Tesla cars, or the fact that he basically bought Tesla and basically bought the patent and basically bought the people who made it out of being able to talk about how they created it so he can look like a genius. A lot of it is done with the sense of basically trying to prop himself.
He made the Teslas.
No, I think Elon Musk is not a genius. He just has a lot of money. He can tell people who are scientists to go do that.
How did he get all that money?
Well, one, his father, I believe either his father or his grandfather owns a diamond mine in, I believe, South Africa. So they already have ill-gotten, like, stolen wealth. And then what do we do in America? You funnel that wealth and you invest into other things that's going to give you back even more money. Like, our vision of like what billionaires are, what success is, how you attain it, is very limited because we have a country where billionaires are always consuming other businesses and things like that, and they're constantly working. So we believe it's all the hard work, but we don't see all the years of like whatever exploitation is behind it, whatever ill-gotten.
Because I never heard of Teslas till recently because it was connected to him. But around here, we I think in the last year or two, I've been seeing basically almost all the new cars are Teslas around here. And there's even like near one of the older malls and a lot of the state restrooms or pit stops, they have the electric, and even I think one Walmart around here and a couple of the Wawas are going to get the electric so they can charge the Teslas. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Maybe I should think about getting one eventually down the future. But
I think like let's not even go into SpaceX and like how on one hand that could be I wouldn't even say a great thing because think about how much money we're not putting into NASA, and we put basically the future of space travel largely into the hands of a private company and a private billionaire who we see how he's basically rage quitting Twitter and basically forcing it to be as small as possible for him to control and exploit however he sees fit. So I really want people to start looking into the past of a lot of these billionaires and like see that a lot of what they do and how they move is really about their own like marketing. It's really propaganda for how great and brilliant and powerful and intelligent and why they should get everything. But then when they do get everything, you see how they run it like Twitter. You see how they have to lay off all these people to even like because right now the revenue that Twitter brings in wouldn't even cover the interest that he's supposed to pay off every year for Twitter. So that's why it's like, will it go bankrupt? What will happen? When will it die? Because it doesn't make fiscal sense. But we just allow these people to just do whatever because they were able to win the game of capitalism.
Yeah.
But not to rant on my social shit, but let's move on to the next commercial break to our final topic. All right.
Let's travel to a world of holistic health and witchy wellness. BelieveNewYork is a homeopathic-based business that strives to provide high-quality, handmade essential oil and holistic products. Our goal is to supply you with your everyday essentials, whether you are on the go or relaxing at home. We dedicate ourselves to finding the right blends and products for you and your family. Shop at BelieveNewYork. A to Z Creations is a Black woman-owned business that creates customized items such as rolling trays, clothing, tumblers, glasses, bags, jewelry, and more.
All right, coming back for a much needed break, but kind of still on the same train. Nina, carry us out with our last topic, please.
All right. So our last topic is about AI and billionaires turning to it to replace human workers. So I personally chose this topic because I was actually reading an article about um, the way it popped up was AI at drive-through, and I'm like, okay, click, because I don't like robots like that. Because I have seen too many horror flicks where the AI takes over the world, or they get too smart and think that humans are being, about to, they just need to be gone. So once I clicked on it, it was talking about how workers want more pay. And because the big corporate companies don't want to pay these people a living wage, they want to, hey, why we're not getting workers? We're willing to give them $13. $13 don't cover anything anymore, sweeties. So what ended up happening is that they're like, I think McDonald's and a couple places have started using AI on a computer or in a drive-through. That way, it gives the humans a chance to just do the cooking, or us do the cooking. I think it's I hate it. I hate that when I go into a fast food restaurant that I can't talk to somebody to get my order correct. I hate that because they don't give you as many choices to make the food the way you want it. It's like on phone apps like Taco Bell app and McDonald's and all them. I like no ice, but there's no place to put that on there to let them know no ice. So I have to go through the drive-through and tell them no ice. There has been many times where when I do use the computer, it isn't always, especially when like you use it to talk to text. That doesn't always work. Half the time it'd be like just coming up with something crazy, and I'm like, that's not what I said. And like saying, when you go into Google, that is one of your things, and I'm like, thank you, Google, for listening to me, but I need my text to talk to work too. Can you fix that? Like, you're so nosy. Fix everything else too. I just think that I think people should be get paid more for their skills and everything, because I'm sorry, especially during the holidays, we as human beings are assholes. We want it our way. If we don't get our way, we want to talk to somebody and scream and yell. For example, last night I had to go to urgent care. Like I said earlier, it took 4 hours. There was a mother with 3 kids, but they're older, so they can be good. My thing is that I was there on hour 3. She just got there like 30 or 40 minutes. She's like, I don't see my name up there. Oh, they're gonna have me acting ratchet in here and doing all this, and because they need to hurry up. And I'm like, my son was sitting in a chair watching his show, being quiet. A 3-year-old. Been there for over 3 hours already. And you're a grown lady complaining. Like, seriously. So that's why, like, during the holidays, we are really rude. We are really selfish. Even though this is the holiday of giving, we like to have our stuff. We like to be given to. So if we don't get our food right, we get mad at the server. Like, no, our food is and it's like, especially since it's so busy, and this is the first real Christmas since COVID. Be patient. If your server gives you ice water instead of just water with no ice, drink it. It's not gonna kill you. Just drink it. And if it does bother you that bad, wait. Be patient. They got 10 other tables that's probably yelling at them too, with people in the back. Because, the cooks order out, and you got that manager. Yeah, you didn't take. But be patient. They're doing the best. Same with retail, especially Black Friday. Well, this will air after, so it won't work. But still be nice to retail workers. Don't bombard them. Don't scream. Don't yell. Don't curse. You catch a lot more flies with honey. And sometimes, if you're really nice to them, maybe they have something in the bag. Like, oh, do you have this pair of shoes? I could wait a few minutes. I'll sit back here. Sometimes they'll give you a discount because you're nice. You never know. Just be nice. Treat. People work hard during this time of year because they're trying to make money for their families, trying to give them a good Christmas. So be nice. Be nice, be nice, be nice. Remember, we're supposed to have peace on earth right now. Let's get it started.
Oh, but
Huh?
but there's a chance that at any moment nuclear war can break out.
I don't care. You better have peace on earth at least till just wait till next year, please. Give me at least one Christmas where like there's no COVID. I can get with my family. After that,
I mean, I feel about AI two different ways. Like on one hand, it's kind of like, especially when you have a country that was founded on indentured servitude and chattel slavery, and that used poverty to keep a constant underclass of people who are desperate for work or desperate for benefits. You're going to have it where people look at people who are serving them as below them, or just like, I can easily put pressure on you to do what I want by risking your job. And at the same time, too, look at even these big corporations where you have Elon Musk purposely forcing people to resign. Disney's getting ready to lay off people. Their CEO just got pushed out for the old CEO. Warner Brothers is out here laying off people left and right. A lot of corporations are laying off people as they come down to the budget. Why? Not because they didn't make record profits, but because they want to increase that joint even more so that their own personal like bonuses and everything.
I'm sorry if y'all go get AI, get one to bag my products at Walmart and any other stores, especially Dollar Tree. Like seriously, how you only got like 2 people in the whole dang store, and then you want to charge us an extra 25 cents? Like no. Or you got 2 people in the store and they're both, putting product up because you get to bag your own stuff now. No, I did not come I don't go shopping to bag my own stuff. I'm sorry. I completely think that we should get discounts. You go bag your own stuff, you get a discount. I mean, because a couple of stores, if you bring your own bag, they give you a discount. They give you like 5 cents off. Okay, if I'm doing a cashier job, give me a discount. Your employees get 10%. I think 10%, 10 or 15%. Walmart, I know. Y'all get discount to your employees for working for you. I'm working for you too. I'm just not on your payroll. I want my discount.
Well, don't forget, Walmart and McDonald's have some of the highest employees who are on food stamps and Medicaid. So even them, like when we talk about AI, on one hand, it's like, yeah, it's to force people to basically like, oh, take what you can, even if it's minimum wage, because they're trying to freeze out people. But even billionaires in the past, people who are already exploiting shit, they were thinking, oh, in the future, technology will be so good that more and more society will be able to relax and we'll be getting actual livable wages, and yet we're doing the exact opposite. And on the other hand, at some point, if you make technology smart enough to basically do any human job, and you're not doing it for that reason, and you're basically turning the robots into the new slaves.
It'll
What?
rise up.
Yeah. What happens when they get smart enough to be like, actually, I don't consent to your exploitation anymore, and we're like, we'll control. It's like, actually, we control everything. Fuck you. So it's
Yep.
like we constantly create different levels of things wanting to revolt against us. And it's a society where we just go along with because to basically get more rights, you have to fight for it. And they put so many barriers in it, and you're just trying to survive and take care of your kids. But we really do need to support more labor unions. We really do need to support more people who are fighting for us to get paid more, to have more benefits, to have Medicaid. Because we were just earlier talking about how bad it is that like
Not only that, but we need to teach.
Hospital visits and everything.
We need to teach people skills.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people don't know how to farm anymore. Like back in the, I know it was the best times for people, but like 50s and 60s or before that, you don't throw away your clothes just because it got a hole in it. What you do, you sew it up, you mend it. So a lot of people knew how to fix their own clothes. A lot of people knew how to garden their own foods and stuff. They knew how to take care, take care of their own car. They didn't have to go to nobody to get it fixed unless, you really messed up. But, or you could always ask your neighbor, like, hey, can you help me with my car? I mean, there's a lot of skills that we have lost because of technology. Like a lot of people, they don't know how to really do signatures. What they do their like initial and then they scribble. Do they scribble because they're trying to hurry up and get out of there? No, they really scribble because they don't know cursive writing anymore. That's going to be the new spy code, and not too many people going to know how to read it because it's not being taught anymore. There's a lot of things that are not being taught that needs to be taught. Like a lot of people, they don't know how to cook, like really cook. I'm not talking about popping Pop-Tart in the thingamajiggy. Like seriously, like people don't know how to cook, and I'm like, how do you not know how to do simple things? Like this one kid in Leah's class, she buzzed out laughing. They put cold water in a pan and try to figure out why is her water taking longer to boil than everybody else's. This kid went and got soda because she thought that's where the bubble was coming from. Like, they're not learning. The skills are going away, and we need to save those kind of skills.
Yeah. I think skills are going away for two reasons though. Like on one hand, it's technology, but on the other hand, we undervalue the people. Like we underpay those professions in a lot of ways. Unless you're like a top chef in a restaurant, and then to get to that, you go through all types of bullshit, long hours, being yelled at, like being on your feet, all that type of stuff to even get to that level. So like we make people go through all types of trials to even be paid high.
Like artists, they paint a picture and then you look at it and you see it's like $100, and you're like, I could paint that myself. Why am I going to spend $100? What you're paying for is their skill. You're not paying for the picture itself. You're paying for their skills. Like there was a bowl I was going to buy. I wish I had the money for it because I would have spent I think $50 they wanted. But at first I was like, why do they charge so much money for all these things? And then I watched a video of the person making it, and I was like, that's a lot of work. They should be charging more because that is actually a lot of hours of days where you gotta cook it, you gotta let it rest, you gotta come back to it, that's a lot of work. Because we don't see that, and in this society, a lot of things are cheaply made. We're used to, okay, oh, that cup chipped. Throw in trash, go to Dollar Tree, $1.25 for this cup, okay. But when we actually see like true skills. Like they charge $27 to cut hair at this one place. And at first I'm like, that's a lot of money for, to cut my son's hair, which I still think is a lot of money for a child's haircut. I'm like, I just want less than an inch cut. And you're charging me $27 to get less than an inch cut? Nah, I'll do it myself. And that's how, it's just one of those things that, you got to pay for what you don't want to do. So
it's also like with the haircut thing. Like for a kid, I would imagine it should be 10, but over there is as much as almost like a grown adult. At least it would be here. But at the same time, the way this value system is, it makes it that we get things for cheaper, and we try and overcharge. But at the same time, it's more and more expensive for people on the lower runs. When people higher up are just like, I can pay that, I'm paying more. And it's like, at some point, it's going to put more and more people in the chokehold. But what do y'all think about it? Please, for all these topics, leave it in the comments section. Communicate with us as we head into our next break.
Let's travel to a world of holistic health and witchy wellness. BeyWild is a homeopathic-based business that strives to provide high-quality, handmade essential oil and holistic products. Our goal is to supply you with your everyday essentials, whether you are on the go or relaxing at home. We dedicate ourselves to finding the right blends and products for you and your family. Shop at BeyWild. A to Z Creations is a Black woman-owned business that creates customized items such as rolling trays, clothing, tumblers, glasses, bags, jewelry, and more.
Welcome back. Guess what time it is? It is time for our promos. So Tristan, hit it.
All right, so we're in the holiday season again. Happy Thanksgiving, despite the darkness behind it. But one way that we can honor family and togetherness and being in need and helping those in need is by making a difference, by giving. So, I'm with Washington Square Park, Mutual Aid. They do a lot of work in the park and all over New York City. And if you want to donate, one place you can look is donate to their Venmo, which is WSP Mutual Aid, all one word, or their Cashapp, which is basically WSP Mutual Aid, of course, with the dollar sign ahead of it. I'm also with BelieveNewYork, which at this time is actually doing a holiday gift drive. So if you want to help purchase gifts for children and adolescents in poverty, you can donate at BelieveNY.org/donate. And you can do it by Monday, December 12th. You have up till then, and you can mention the gift name in the description. And also, if you just want to donate to the organization overall, there's the Venmo, BelieveNewYork, and the Cashapp also. Well, BelieveNY, and the Cashapp as well, $ BelieveNY. And the website is BelieveNewYork or BelieveNY.org. And as for promotions, I still have my channel. I know I haven't posted in a while because I've been working on a video. Hopefully get it out right before Thanksgiving But holy baloney jabronis, I'm out here doing content like this and also wilder stuff, other stuff. Come join the channel. Come see what we're doing. Come be a fellow jabroni. Nina, what are you promoting in this holiday season?
So, as everybody know, I am a Mary Kay consultant, and these are the beauty boxes. And also, I got the new winter lookbook. So if you guys want one, just text me or DM me or on a comment below. Tell me that you want one, and I will hit you up. And for these, I actually have no clue what they're in. So let's do. Which one should I do first?
My beauty box with the stripes.
Okay. So in this one, we got. Of course, you get the nice little paper like this. You get a full-size deep charcoal mask. You might not be able to see.
Yeah, I see it.
You get the black mascara. I really like this brush here.
Okay. And it says,
you get a liquid eyeshadow.
Okay.
And you get 2 hydrating gel masks.
Okay.
And also what I could do is that if you do want one of these beauty boxes, but there's some stuff in here that you don't like for you, Tristan, I wouldn't give you mascara or eyeshadow because that's not something you probably like. I'll probably change it up and put a beard oil in there. Yeah. But it will come in a nice little box like this and shipped to you. So let's go for the other one. So this one's, I like the design because it has lots of little kissies. Yeah. So definitely good. This one actually comes with American headband. Okay. It comes with a pink clay mask, which you would like this.
Yeah, I do need to get my exfoliation
on. It comes with a shave scrub, so you get a deluxe sample on each of these. Okay. And that is actually really good on the body. I just ordered 4 more of those. Okay. This is an ultimate lipstick in Fancy Nancy. Okay. So gotta get those lips done. And then of course you get a full size highlighter and glazed. So this is what it looks like. And it also comes with a card that tells you exactly what's in it, and how much each item is. So the clay mask is $18, the lipstick is $16, the highlighter is $14, and then of course you got the headband and the deluxe, and you also get the nice little fun thing. And these boxes are $48. So you're actually getting a good, deal on them. So like I said, I could always change it up. If you really like the box, I could change some of the items up if you need it. Just hit me up. I am your wonderful Mary Kay consultant. And I'm going to be Princess of Court this year. So I'm excited. So, and my website is marykay.com/beauty within, because beauty starts in the inside and it shows out. So I hope you guys enjoyed our episode, and see you next time. Bye. Do not forget to go to our Patreon. Don't forget to go onto our Patreon and also our Twitch channel, especially for our Friday after shows.
Next week, after the holidays, come back and join us, baby. We love you. This is not your normal